So hello, my name is Rob and this is Cattle Rabbit Scale Model Studios, and in this video we are going to be looking at an exceptional kit. This is the Space Marine Company Heroes. This is a very kind present from Mrs. Cattle Rabbit over Christmas, and it's been teasing me just sitting there for absolutely ages, so I thought I'd unbox it, have a look at it and see what it's all about. So the Company Hero kits. There is a lot of good things I can say about this kit. It's got a few minor gripes. However, I think this is not only a great value kit, it's also a very versatile one as well, which when, looking at it, goes hand in hand. You can see here you get 5 miniatures in there, an ancient, a captain, 2 veterans and a company champion. The captain is the only real kit that has many variants, but there are some nice features in this kit which I'm going to go over, especially if you like kit bashing like myself. These are going to be joining my Dark Angels, so do stay tuned for that. As always, like and subscribe. Let's get everything out now and have a good look. So as you can see, we've got our instructions, we've got a sheet of transfers, we have our bases, and then we have 2 half sprues of plastic goodness. Now, these are really detailed miniatures, absolutely love them. Start with the bases. 540 mils, which obviously most Space Marine HQs and things like that come on. Points about those a little bit later. Here you can see the transfers. Now, what's interesting here is this isn't a generic Ultramarines transfer sheet. You can see that we've got salamanders, we've got raptors, Imperial fists on there. However, we don't have the other big players like Blood Angels or Dark Angels, which leads me to believe that maybe, as we know Dark Angels are, something big might be happening for them a little bit later in the year, which would be very cool. All your chevrons, stuff like that, loads of little cool detail stuff, those are the type of transfers I really like, especially this little Tech Marine one here. I've never seen that one before, so very cool to get a bit more of an expanded transfer sheet. Also very pleased to see raptors on there. Love them, love raptors, great colour scheme. So looking at the sprues now, as you can see here, once again, it's 2 half sprues, and this is where some of my just ever so minor gripes do crop up. You ever saw my Primaris Lieutenant video, I said how well thought out the sprues were. As you can see here, especially with the company champion, there are contact points on things like the sword blade, which is a gripe. You trim them off, you try and, trim it up with the knife and remove the little bit of sprue left, and you end up cutting a small curve out of the blade. It's a bit unsightly. I do wish they wouldn't do that. It's shown before that they don't have to do it like that. However, they've done it on this kit. Slightly frustrating, but only a minor gripe. Here you can see some of the head variants. On this one, you've actually got the company champion and the ancient, I believe. The detail, exceptional. The banner, really cool. And then on this one, you've got the veteran and I think this one's got the heavy bolter veteran and the captain, and some of the other bits for the other veteran. Now getting back to the sprues ever so quickly, and the base sizes, obviously veterans are normally on a 32 mil, but these are all on a 40 mil. So I don't know how I kind of really feel about them. One of the selling points for this kit is the fact that, in actual fact, for the price point you get free heroes. Obviously in 10th edition we're now attaching HQs and things like that to squads, so for £40, that's from Games Workshop, you can actually get an ancient, a company champion and a captain. If you were to buy HQ separately, you're looking at about £20-25 each, on the lighter side of things, so you've already got quite a big saving. It's a shame that they didn't just the veterans, I feel, are a little tiny bit of a missed opportunity, but it's still, very cool. As you can see here, the captain is the only variant, and I do like that page there where you've got all the sprues just kind of listed as are. Now, he does have a lot of options, our Captain Man here. You can either have him with a power fist or a sword. He does get a choice of pistols, so you can have the bolt pistol, the plasma, or the bulkite. He does have 3 head options. What's nice about this kit, everything is separate. Even the little dangly bit that would go on his tabard or his cloth that hangs down, it's all separate. This is a kit bashing dream, this kit, because it just allows for so much customization, because nothing is really sculpted as one piece, which is a big plus point, especially for someone like myself. Here you can see that the Ancient, which is the next one in the instructions, the cape goes in 2 halves round it, so you kind of do have to build the whole thing as, you know, one, which is slightly frustrating. If you don't want to kit bash this one, I would just recommend using another body because he's already in a particular pose. Not so much of a gripe. He doesn't have any options, a couple of heads. Same with the company champion here. All he does is he get a couple of head options. However, once again, everything's separate, all with shoulder pads. So even if you're not confident in kit bashing or anything like that, but you want to get these, it's easy just to add a shoulder pad of your required chapter, which I think is really good. It's really beginner friendly as well. This guy here with the robot arm, probably my least favourite of the bunch. He's got some cool gubbins around his belt, all like pouches and stuff like that. However, I'm not sold on the little arm or the pose on this one, which is just personal preference. And then we go over to the heavy bolter guy, the heavy gunner guy. Same again, he's got the lovely intercessor armor with these studs on, so he doesn't actually have an aquila. It's really cool, really different. He looks like a big bulky boy. He's also got a portion of the collar of his power armor missing, so he can fire the weapon. It almost looks like a big blast shield built into it. Really like it. Once again, we can see them here all painted up. You've got the rules on this side here, but I do just want to talk about this bit for a minute. And once again, just how versatile these are. I think they are a really good set for the price point. Lots you can do with these. Nice to see some variation in the transfers these days. Obviously the captain does get the lion's share, Dark Angel's pun, of bits and choices. However, 50% of the work is always the paint job. So, you know, even if you just do a head swap and a shoulder pad swap, you're halfway there to a really good kit bash and making these quite unique. Lots and lots of plus points on these. Once again, big selling point that absolutely everything is separate. What I will do is I am going to unclip everything and we'll have a look at it. And then just looking at the weapon profiles here, you can kind of see that you've got the... It's no different from what's in the Space Marine Codex. There's nothing special here. Obviously the big heavy bolter, very nice sustained hits on a strength 5, 3 damage apiece. You know, it's a good kit, and I think in its own squad, if you're running it as a company heroes, would be really cool. However, if you did want to break this up and attach like the captain to a squad, you're going to get a lot bang for your buck with this kit, and I think it's just really well done. I wish Games Workshop would adopt this type of ideology. It kind of suits both people, kit bashers and just general players alike. Big fan. So let's put them together as best we can. Here I've left them in their little piles. Sub-assemblies are going to be a little bit difficult because I do need to chop and change around a little bit. So we'll just take a look at the individual parts here. I'll point out anything that I liked, anything I didn't like, and we'll just take it from there. But as you can see, there's a ton of bits and there's a ton of leftover bits as well, especially if you are kit bashing. So first up, the captain. Once again, the only thing I can really point out here is on his sword. There is a contact point, so just be careful when you nip that away. Very nicely hidden seam lines on this guy. Same with the Ancient here. There isn't too much to talk about. The cape is a little bit difficult to get in. You can't build it and put it round it, so you have to paint the miniature first, paint some of the cape, and then gap fill while it's on there if you are worried about seam lines. The company champion, very nice. I've done company champions before for my Dark Angels, but it's very nice to have this kind of... Would look great in a blade guard. You could really adopt this quite easily if you wanted to spice up those. Then we've got the guy with the robot arm. Once again, cool. Just opposing isn't for me. You can see the different heads. Everyone gets a helmet and a helmetless option, bare minimum. But the way these are put together, it would be really easy to just do an arm swap, you know, with like a normal intercessor if you wanted to just bulk up your veterans and you've had a few odd ones. Then the heavy bolter guy, the only difference here is the backpack has to go with the gun as the tubing lines up. And that's it. So all in all, I think this is a really, really good kit. You get a good amount of stuff for your money with HQs. It almost feels like a budget HQ set for those on a bit of a budget. And if you are being thrifty, I would definitely recommend this kit. Obviously, detail always very good. Games Workshop once again very good for that. Stay tuned. I wanted to unbox this and show this off. I probably rambled a bit too much here. These will be joining my Dark Angels very soon, probably next week. I'll see you all next time. That's it from me in this one. God bless and take care.